everyone, I'm back. We had a great weekend showering my nieces Molly and Chelsea for their upcoming wedding, and now I'm back with my next video in our Thanksgiving recipe series, healthy holiday recipes, and today is all about your favorite side dishes. We are going to make some rosemary biscuits, we're going to make some green bean casserole, some broccoli and cheese casserole, and even some cranberry sauce, all in healthier and lighter ways to get through the holidays without packing on those holiday pounds. So to start, we're going to start with our green bean casserole. So here I've got some green beans. I used the frozen ones in the steamer bag and I cooked them and let them cool. I have some mushrooms, some onion, some garlic, some reduced fat cheddar cheese, some almond flour, some non-fat Greek yogurt, some low-fat sour cream, and we have some salt, pepper, and cornstarch, and 1 packet of stevia. So we are going to start by, like I said, you're going to cook your green beans and we're going to let them cool, and then I'm going to cook my mushrooms, my onions, and my garlic, and I'm also going to let them cool. So I'm going to bring those over to a saute pan now, and then we'll be back. While my mushrooms and onions and garlic are cooking, I'm going to take my seasonings, my reduced fat sour cream, my cornstarch, my yogurt, and my stevia, and I'm going to combine them. I'm going to leave out the cheeses for right now. So we're just going to mix these up. Okay, so while we're cooking the green bean casserole, I'm going to get together my broccoli and cheddar casserole because they're both going to go in the oven at the same time. They're both going to be on 350. So I have here some broccoli, some low-fat butter, some salt, some Mrs. Dash garlic and herb, some cottage cheese, low-fat, some egg beaters, and in this bowl I have some Parmesan cheese and some grated cheddar cheese. We're going to leave this off to the side. We're going to combine everything else with the broccoli, and we're going to put it in a baking dish that we're going to spray with some paint. Pour this all into this baking dish. We're going to spread it out. And then we're going to put this in the oven for 40 minutes at 350. And then after the 40 minutes, we're going to take our cheese and we're going to put it on top and bake it for an additional 20 minutes. So for now, we're going to set this aside as well while we're waiting for our mushrooms and onions to cook, which we need to cook them for about 5 to 7 minutes so that they become translucent. Wait for that to cool. We're going to move on to the next recipe, which is homemade cranberry sauce. Now, this isn't actually on plan because cranberries aren't allowed on our plan, but it is a much healthier alternative. If you feel like you need that cranberry and you want to make your after dinner friends sandwich with your turkey and stuffing and cranberry, this is a much better alternative, and it was a big hit. I made it last year. It was delicious, and it's super easy. We're actually in this pot, I have 10.5 ounces of cranberries, fresh cranberries. I also have half a cup of water, and I'm taking 3/4 of a cup of erythritol, which is a natural sweetener, and I'm gonna put this in it and we're gonna cook it to a boil, and then we're gonna simmer it for 10 minutes, stirring every once in a while. Let that come to a boil, and we're gonna move on to the next recipe, which are rosemary biscuits. So here I have 4 cups of riced cauliflower. Let's move this out of the way. We've got some extra ingredients over here. Got a lot going on today. So we also have 2 eggs beaten, almond flour, 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary, some salt, and some cheddar cheese. I have a baking sheet here that I'm going to spray with some cooking spray. And then I'm going to mix up my cauliflower biscuit dough, and we're going to make 12 even-sized biscuits. Biscuits are going to have to go in at 400, so we're going to pop those in after we cook our broccoli and our green bean casserole, and we're going to start putting our green bean casserole together right now. My green beans and the mushroom mixture, now that it's cooled off, and I am going to coat it with the sour cream and everything else we've put in here. The Greek yogurt, seasonings. This around. And get this all coated. So now it's starting to resemble the old-fashioned, really calorie-laden green bean casserole that we all love on the holidays, right? Get them all nice and coated. Now that this is all combined, we're actually going to add in our reduced fat cheddar cheese, and we're going to combine that as well. So we've mixed in all the ingredients with the exception of the Parmesan cheese, and now I'm going to put this in my baking tray, which I'm going to spray this with Pam as well. If I was having a small amount of people at my house, I would do this in a nice pretty dish, you know, bake it in a nice casserole dish. But like I said, we have a ton of people. We do buffet style with sternos, so it just makes it easier to put them into disposable tins. Okay, now when the broccoli's at the same point, I'm gonna pop this in. First, I'm gonna sprinkle it with my Parmesan on top. And then we're gonna pop this in for 30 to 35 minutes till it turns golden brown. Those are done. I'm gonna pop in my biscuits at 400 and cook those, and I'll see you when everything's done. All right, well, we're finished. And here we have our cauliflower dinner rolls, our cranberry sauce, which again is not on plan, but it is a much healthier version than what you would get either out of the can or a regular homemade version, our green bean casserole, and our broccoli and cheese casserole. So now we have all of our sides ready for the holiday. We've gone over stuffing, we've gone over pasta course. Next week we're gonna do appetizers and turkey, and then the last week before Thanksgiving, we are going to do some desserts. So see you this weekend, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.